You've tuned into Tomcat Tales, the story of Ashland's legends from the gridiron, the court, the diamond, and beyond. It's a deep dive into Ashland Tomcat sports history. Now, here's your host, Mark Maynard.
To the Coach Mays and Dicky show, and our special guest tonight, Mark Maynard, who will be with me tonight and next Wednesday night. Mark came up with a brilliant idea, and for the next two shows, Coach will join us next week, and he may join us this week, but nevertheless, for the next two shows, we are going to reenact the Coles-Putnam Kiwanis Bowls that started way back in 1952 and ran through 1978. There were 27 years of Kiwanis Bowls between these two great teams. A lot of great Tomcat football players, a lot of state champions, a lot of high school all-staters, a lot of high school all-Americans played in this game many years ago. And Mark came up with this great idea. Let's do a reenactment, much like Tomcat Tales that you did in basketball.
Yeah, actually, it was Boo King called me. He was with the Kiwanis Club in Ashland. And he called me and said, well, it looks like they're not going to have a Kiwanis Bowl. And I said, oh, that's awful. And he said, do you think we could do some kind of reenactment? And I was like, I don't know how that I could do that, because I don't know who these Ashland Russell kids are now and all that. It would have been difficult. I said, let me think about it. And I thought about it, and I thought, why not go back in time and play a good old-fashioned Coles-Putnam Kiwanis Bowl. We haven't had one of those in 42 years.
Yeah.
So,
been a long time.
So why not, right?
And we're going to try that tonight. Mark, the man has done a marvelous job. He's got my play-by-play sheet. I'm going to call play-by-play every down, every score, every
tackle,
Bronco, Buccaneer, touchdown, tackle, you name it, we're going to do it. And we're going to start here in just a second. And we've got rosters, we've got depth charts, we've got it all.
Yeah, now let me tell people how we went about selecting the team.
Please do.
Because I think that's important. I don't know every Coles-Putnam guy from all eternity there, but what I did, if a guy stuck it out and was a Tomcat, he made All-State in any form. Honorable mention, first team, second team, third team. Then I put them on a list.
Right. And
it ended up pretty close to 40 and 40 on the team, which is really amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I had to track down many guys because I didn't know where they went to Coles-Putnam. I knew what they did for the Tomcats. It's interesting because there were some guys that never played in Hal Kendall didn't play at Coles. He started playing football later, Steve Scott of the 6-7 team moved in after.
Right.
So, you're
not going to hear some players.
That you would think, why isn't this guy there? So, anyway, and I know there's some guys I've already had some comments on Facebook that people saying, this guy was great for Coles. He was really, he's got to be on the team. And, it's not necessarily what you did at Coles and Putnam.
Exactly.
And that's the key.
Exactly.
But anyway, it's a great list of, of Tomcat stars.
I look over these rosters and the depth charts and I'm going, boy, if we could just have 10 or 12 of these guys play, oh my goodness.
So the first Kiwanis Bowl, and I think it's George Rupert's father, I think it's Joe, started the Kiwanis Bowl. Now, Coles and Putnam played before that. They played forever. But in 1952, the Kiwanis Club took it over and said, we're going to use it, and we're going to use it to help our club, and that's what they did.
Raise money for the schools.
Raise money for the schools and raise money for kids in the community, and that's what they did, and it's carried on. And I know you have probably called every Ashland Russell Kiwanis Bowl.
I have. That started in '79,
and there's actually been more of those now than there were the original.
Yeah, because right now we have a grand total of 41 of those.
Yeah. So
and this would have been the 69th coming up this year of the Kiwanis Bowl overall.
Yeah, so there you go. Kiwanis Bowl's always brought a lot of excitement. Look what it's done for that Ashland-Russell rivalry.
Oh, my, yeah.
It has just amped that thing up to where that game is huge.
Yeah.
Not for the ninth grade year, and, it's huge for those kids all the way through school. They remember the Kiwanis Bowl.
Oh, yeah. And I remember it. And I'm going to be a little biased, as I am on Tomcat broadcast, because I'm the voice of the Tomcats.
Yeah.
But I went to Coles Junior High. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah,
I'm going to be a little bit biased toward the Broncos.
Full disclosure, I was a Bronco too.
And you were a Bronco too. So we don't have any real Buccaneers.
I just want people to know too. I play this game. I use stats. It is not me. that play. I play the game, but the game plays.
The game plays,
and however the game turns out,
computer-generated thing.
Yeah, so
much like Tomcat Tales.
It's exactly like that.
Exactly, only in football.
Only this is football, and football was a little tougher.
Yeah, it was,
but it was fun.
But we're going to have We've got coaches and captains and linemen and offense, defense, and all that.
The queens in attendance.
We're going to have queens in attendance. We're going to have all that. All right, and we'll get started. Our referees tonight, and of course the game was played at Putnam Stadium.
Of course.
The old Putnam Stadium. And we have gone through, Mark and I sat down a little while ago and went through some older referees that have called Tomcat games and have called the Kiwanis Bowl, I'm sure, through the years.
Oh, yeah.
People like Bill Mordecai, Jerry Boyles, Jack Gallagher, Glenn Morgan, Joe Rupert. Here's one for you. Pig Graham. Everybody remembers Pig Graham.
Absolutely.
John Burton, whose son played for the Tomcats.
Right. Played for the champs.
Played for the what?
Played for the champs in 67.
Yeah, he was number 77, I think.
Yeah,
for some reason, I get some of these numbers come back to me and some of them don't. But I believe he was number 77. So those are our referees tonight. We've got captains from Coles, our Steve Canute, one of my classmates, played for the Tomcats in 71 and graduated in 72. And Mike Gothard, of course, played for the Broncos, and he went on to play at Vanderbilt.
And he's my classmate.
And Steve and Mike were both Vanderbilt football players. And, of course, Canute got a little playing time in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. And the captains for Putnam Junior High, we've got a father-son duo.
Yeah, how about that? That's never happened.
That's never happened, no. Herb Conley, who played and graduated for the 58 undefeated state champion Tomcats, graduated in 59.
Right.
And his son, Greg, will be captains for the Putnam team. And those are our captains tonight.
Now, here's one thing interesting about Greg. Greg wouldn't have made the cut based on his senior year, but he started for Putnam in the last Kiwanis Bowl as an 8th grader.
Yeah.
So he made it because he played in the Kiwanis
There
Bowl.
you go.
So that's why he's on there. He was an honorable mention all state.
Okay.
So
we'll have the meeting of the captains, and we'll do that right now. We're going to get right to playing football. All right. And I hope everybody enjoys it. We're of course on Fox Sports AM 1420. We're on Facebook. We're on iHeartMedia. We're going to have Mark's going to put it on his podcast in the next week or two.
Right.
And so we're going to try to have some fun. I hope you people enjoy it. We'll do our best. All right. Flip of the coin. Bill Mordecai is going to be our referee tonight. He flips a coin, and the Broncos win the flip, but they've deferred to the second half. And I failed to mention our coaches tonight. Lee, how can I do that? I went right by the coaches. Jerry Clark, the longtime Putnam Junior High, is our head coach for the Buccaneers tonight, and Claude Blanton, who was my coach at Coles for the Broncos, is the head coach of the Coles Broncos. So that's
pretty good staff too. Let's talk a little bit about those guys.
Okay, the staffs we've got. Well, Vic Marsh was an assistant coach at Putnam.
No, he was the head coach at Coles. Actually,
at Coles, you're right. Okay.
At one time, he was.
That's right, and then. People like Frank Sloan, he was at Putnam.
Our mayor.
Our mayor, Steve Gilmore, was an assistant coach, believe it or not, coached football at Putnam Junior High School.
Yeah. Shorty Blanton
was
he was my coach, head coach at Coles.
At Coles,
but he Shorty's another good one.
Bob Force.
Don Forgy.
At Putnam.
So
Bob Force was at Coles. Those are some of the. I can't remember all of them.
Pretty good group of coaches right there.
Yeah, a pretty good group.
It really is.
And believe it or not, Herb Conley never was.
No, he wasn't.
He was the assistant at Ashland with Jake.
Right.
And then, of course, he moved up to win a state championship in 1975. Okay. Coles won the flip, and they've deferred to the second half, so they're going to kick off, and the Broncos will take the kickoff as the Coles kicker is Terry Fish.
Yeah.
Who set all kinds of records for the Tomcats way back when. And we'll say back deep, and I'm just picking out a couple of guys. We'll say Steve Lehman and Eddie Rejunas are back deep for the Buccaneers, okay? How about that?
That's good.
All right, Terry kickoffs is high and deep as he takes it back to the 5-yard line. Mark Conley will field it at about the 5. He'll return it to about the 17-yard line, and the Buccaneers will take over 1st and 10 at about their own 17-yard line. Wendell Fugit from the Broncos was in on the tackle, and Putnam will come out 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Here's a great name from the past. The quarterback for the Putnam Buccaneers is one of the great ones, if not the greatest Tomcat quarterback ever, Tommy Ferguson. And the two running backs are maybe the two greatest running backs in Tomcat football history, Herb Conley and Dickie Fillmore.
That's a tough start there.
That's a tough start. 1958 state champions, and they're in the same backfield, and they rushed for 1,000 yards apiece, I think, in 1958. So they're going to be a split backfield with Tom Ferguson up front. Let's set the Putnam front line. At center, you've got Bill Culbertson. There's a great name. The guards are Gary Lehman and Les Likens. The tackles are the All-Stater and All-American Nick Jordan and Tommy Lyons. The ends are Monty Campbell and Roger Webb for the Buccaneers as they come out 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. Play just underway here at Putnam Stadium. Tommy Ferguson goes back to throw the football, and he's trying to hit Monty Campbell over the middle at about the 30, and it's going to be picked off by Steve Canute. Canute's got it.
He's going to go.
He's inside the 10-5, and that's a touchdown, my friends.
Right off the bat.
On the first play in this reenactment of the Kiwanis Bowl, Steve Canute, my classmate, I might add, just picked it off, goes 30 yards for the score, and the Broncos, who deferred, are right out on top 6-0. Big play to start things off.
Ferguson did a little play fake there to Herb Conley, and nobody bit. Canute read him all the way, and he saw that pass, and he picked it in the air, and he was off to the house.
Fish is in to try the extra points. The lines are down. The ball is placed, and Fish splits the uprights. And here early in the football game, it's Coles 7 and Putnam 0 as we get ready to kick it off as the Coles Broncos. Again, Terry Fish, who just seconds ago had to kick it off, and he's going to let one go again. It's high and deep. And Mark Conley again returns it as he catches it at about the 8-yard line. He'll return it up to the 18, where Walt Jones for the Broncos will bring him down, and Putnam will start 1st and 10. Deep in their own territory. They haven't had good field position. Of course, it's their second call at it, but they haven't had good field position to start. With Fish kicking, you're probably not going to get good field position.
Fish could put it back there. Yeah. And Walt Jones there on the tackle. That is Casey Jones' brother.
Okay.
And he played way back then, 1955, I believe it was.
Again, on the front line, you've got Culbertson, Jordan, Lyons, Lehman, and Lyons up on the front line. And the quarterback, of course, is Tommy Ferguson, and split backs again with Herb Conley and Dickie Fillmore. Herb wears number 27. If you're thinking of an old number, Herb was number 27 way back in. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers at their own 18-yard line. Conley will take the pitch, and he'll go straight up the middle to about the 25 as he crosses the 20. Gets about 3 or 4 more up near the 25-yard line on his own. Chuck Anderson from the Broncos is in on the tackle, and he picks up about 7. And it'll be 2nd and 3 for Putnam at their own 25-yard line.
Chuck Anderson, I tell you what, you get Chuck Anderson hit you and a Herb Conley. I mean, that's just a collision.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's two tanks.
Yeah,
2 Sherman tanks hitting each other.
Either one of them got up from that.
2nd and 3 for the Buccaneers at their own 25-yard line. Ferguson, the quarterback, Fillmore and Conley are the running backs as Fillmore takes the pitch. Tries to go outside on the far sideline, turns the corner. He crosses the 30 up near the 32, 33-yard line, gives Putnam their first down of the night. He's run out of bounds by Jack Williams of Coles. And Putnam will have it 1st and 10 as they're out of the shadow of their own goalpost at their own 33-yard line. So they're ready to go.
Dick Fillmore does the limp leg, they called it. It's how you run when you get hit with the one leg, you pick it up.
Right.
He was the master of that.
Okay.
Everybody talks about how fast he was, but it was the limp leg that really made him successful.
1st and 10 for Putnam. Ferguson, your quarterback. Again, Conley in the backfield with Fillmore. As Tommy is going to drop back the pass, he's looking for Monty Campbell again across the middle. He's got him for a 5-yard pickup. Mike Kimbrell and Wendell Fugit again on the tackle for the Broncos as he picks up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Putnam Buccaneers at their own 38-yard line. A couple of newcomers in the lineup for Putnam on the front line. You've got David Johnson and Larry Johnson at the tackles now. Culbertson's still the center, and the guards are still Gary Lehman and Les Lyons. Monty Campbell, Roger Webb are the ends. So it's 2nd and 5 for Putnam now at their own 38-yard line. As Ferguson takes the snap, there's a mix-up in the backfield. Players running into each other. There's a fumble on the play, and it looks like maybe Coles has recovered on the Putnam 38-yard line. Another big turnover, and off the bottom of the pile for Coles comes the legendary Paul Hill.
And if Paul Hill got the ball, nobody's going
to take it from him. No, ever. He could still do that today.
Yeah, he
but
could.
Paul Hill would take it at his own 38-yard line, and Putnam's had 2 series and 2 big turnovers.
Yeah.
They've thrown an interception for a touchdown, and now they cough it up in a mix-up in the backfield, and Putnam's got great field position, a short field, if you will. They'll start 1st and 10 at the Putnam 38-yard line. For Coles, their first offensive series, the quarterback will be Scott Crank. The halfbacks are Gary Thomas and Pierre Harshaw, and Richard Gardner is the fullback as they come out in the wishbone formation, made famous by the legendary Herb Conley. And Coles will have it 1st and 10 on his own 38-yard line. As Crank, Thomas, Harshaw, and Gardner in the backfield with that kind of speed, they're going to run the option, and they do on the first play. Thomas on the option, he's got a first down inside the 30, 25, down to inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. A Bronco first down, their first down of the night. They were run out of bounds by Larry Leinbach and Tony Consiglio, who, of course, went on to big fame. I think he played at Colorado College ball, maybe?
I think that's right.
Moorhead or something?
Moorhead, I think.
Moorhead or someplace like that.
It was Moorhead, and he had a good career there.
Big game.
22-yard game for Thomas. Thomas was one of only 2 Ashland players to be All-State 2 times, back-to-back years.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he was All-State back-to-back years.
There you go.
A little trivia.
There you go.
Gary Thomas.
All right,
great player.
1st and 10 for Coles now as they've got it down deep in the red zone at the Putnam 13-yard line. Thomas goes on the counterplay, goes untouched into the end zone. They'll not get a hand on him. Too much speed, and the Broncos go up 13-0, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
Turnovers are killer in any kind of game, and especially a big rival game like that.
Goodness.
Everybody's a little nervous right now. I think things will settle down, but a big jump for Coles for sure.
And Fish is in to try the extra point, and the kick is good, and all of a sudden Coles has blown it out to a 14-0 lead over the Putnam Buccaneers here early in the first quarter. Fish is ready to kick it off. He's 2 of 2 in the extra point department, and he lets one fly high and deep, almost to the end zone. Jack Williams will field it at about his 1, straight up field across the 10-15, a little bit to his right, across the 20 and up to the 22-yard line before Coles Broncos, Mike Broughton and Larry Fairchild bring him down. And Putnam has got a little bit better field position. They'll start 1st and 10 at their 22, but back downfield, we got a flag.
That was and that was actually Eddie Regunis who returned that instead of Jack. I got things mixed up there.
Well, that's all right.
That's Eddie Regunis on that return.
Okay, sorry about that there, Mr. Regunis. And that's Eddie. That's not Johnny,
Eddie.
and that's not Bubba. That's Eddie.
That's all right.
All right. So Regunis gets it up to the 22, but clipping is called. That'll be half the distance to the goal, marked off by referee Bill Mordecai. That'll take it back to 11, and the Putnam Buccaneers are backed up again. They have not had good field position and have coughed it up the first 2 times they've had the football. Again, it's Tommy Ferguson, the quarterback, Conley Fillmore in the split backfield for head coach Jerry Clark's club. We've got Mark Hickman who's going to play center on this particular series. The guards will be David Arthur and Tony Consiglio, and the tackles are Tim Brown and big old Richard Hinkle, and he's a monster.
Oh, yeah.
And so it'll be 1st and 10 Putnam as they start at their own 11-yard line. Conley will take the pitch, and he's a little bit loose across the 15-20, up near the 22-23-yard line. Looks to be enough for the first down. Gothard and Justice are in on the tackle, dragging him down from behind, and they probably needed a little bit more help than that, to be honest with you, to bring Herb Conley down.
Yeah, he knocked over a couple at the line of scrimmage that never saw what hit him.
All right, he picks up about 12 on the play and a Buccaneer first down. Really, they're not having trouble, Mark, moving the football. It's the turnovers that are killing them here.
Exactly.
All right, 1st and 10 for Putnam at their own 23-yard line. Fillmore and Conley in the backfield again with Ferguson, your quarterback. Fillmore goes outside the right end, bounces it outside. Got a big block from the All-American Nick Jordan who pulled, and Fillmore gains 22 as he's loose at the 35 across the 40-45, and it'll be another Putnam first down as they get it up to the 45 and got a little breathing room now. Canute and Drew Hall are in on the tackle for Coles, but Putnam's again moving the football. They just got to take better care of it.
They're controlling the line of scrimmage right now, I think, really. I mean, you look at it and you see how Putnam is able to run the ball, and of course that's going to be a key in this game.
All right, 1st and 10 for Putnam at their own 45. Jay Shippey is in for the Putnam Buccaneers, and I'll probably do that through the night, say Tomcats, and he will be a Tomcat in future years, but for Putnam. And he runs behind the big front line of Bob Lee and Nick Jordan as he goes right behind those two monsters, picks up 7 as he crosses midfield and gets into Coles territory for the first time tonight as they cross the 50 and picks up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Putnam at the Coles 47-yard line. Tommy Ferguson has him in the backfield, or is the quarterback, and he'll look to throw the football again. Has had a little bit of success tonight. Rolls to his right. He hits his big tight end, George Branham. He's got 10 yards as he takes it down to the Coles 37-yard line. Yet another Putnam first down. Toby Tolbert, the little scat back, I guess you could call him, got more speed than anybody, is in on the tackle for Coles. But it picks up another Putnam first down. They've got it 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line as Ferguson goes back to throw the football and throws an incomplete pass. That pass looked like it intended for Drew Hall, maybe. Or I'm not. That's the wrong team. George Branham, but it wasn't very good. He was rushed, I guess you could say.
He was rushed. I was going to say there's a lot of pressure there by Terry Bell, who was, he was the defensive player of the year in 1975 for the Tomcats in the state, not just for the Tomcats, in the state. Just a tremendous player. Terry Bell putting pressure on you, that puts some real pressure.
Yeah, that's real pressure. 2nd and 10. Putnam's got it. Clock is stopped. We're still in the first quarter. Coles leading 14-0. Ferguson, your quarterback. Conley and Fillmore are split in the backfield, and Herb will go off the right side as Conley, big number 27, will take it for 5, and he'll take it down to the about the 32, 33-yard line, where it'll bring up a big 3rd down. Our first try at a 3rd down for Putnam tonight. They'll have it 3rd and 5 at the Coles 32-yard line. Again, it's Conley and Fillmore in the backfield with Ferguson, your quarterback. Conley picks up 4 as Chuck Anderson hits him right before he gets to the first down marker. Not going to make it. Looks to be a little bit short as it gets inside the 30, down near the 29, maybe the 28. And it'll bring up 4th down. And will Jerry Clark trailing 14-0 will he gamble here?
I think it's time. They have to put one in.
You don't have a field goal kicker.
No, not really.
So you gotta go for it.
They actually have a couple of pretty good kickers.
They've got good kickers, but
that'd have been a pretty long field goal.
It'd been about a 45, 50-yarder. All right, so it'll be 4th and 1 for Putnam at the Coles 28-yard line. Tommy Ferguson, your quarterback, he'll go right up the middle behind that big front line of Putnam with Bill Culbertson and Tim Brown and Richard Hinkle. The guards, Larry Webb and Eddie Overton, and the big ends of Branham and Thomas, and he picks up the first down as he'll take it for about 3 down near the 25, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Putnam at the Coles 25-yard line, driving, not into the red zone yet, but trailing.
You can see that surge,
though,
that offensive line surge, Dicky, that Ferguson got behind them, and of course he's a good runner too, and he just lowered his head and he got that first down easy, 3-yard gain.
Fillmore and Conley again split in the backfield with Tommy Ferguson, your quarterback, as Fillmore, the speedster's got it around the right side, and he's got some room inside the 20, 10, and down inside the 10 before Mike Kimbrell knocks him out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, and Putnam's knocking at the door as the Buccaneers will have it 1st and goal at about the 7-yard line. As they've darn near driven the field, they started back at their 11-yard line. They've done a marvelous job.
18-yard gain there for Fillmore. He's knocked off a couple of pretty big runs already here in the first quarter.
And he was a great one. 1st and goal for Putnam at the Coles 7-yard line as Herb Conley takes it behind that left side, and he's just dragging tacklers behind him. They can't bring him down as Chuck Anderson, Terry Bell, and Jones tried to bring him down, but they just whistle it dead because,
nobody brought him down.
They can't bring him down, not even the referee. So Herb will pick up 5 down to the 2 as Conley will make it 2nd and goal for Putnam on the Coles 2-yard line. And he goes right up the gut behind Nick Jordan, and nobody will touch him. And Herb's in for Putnam's first score of the night as the Broncos cut the lead down to 14-6 here late in the first quarter. In to try the extra point for the Buccaneers is Randy Elkins. And Elkins will split the uprights, and all of a sudden we've got a ball game now. Coles 14 and Putnam 7. A great drive of 89 yards and 11 plays, and Putnam shows that they're not going to quit. They're going to get right back in this thing.
Yeah, a great drive there put together. Ferguson, Fillmore had some big runs that Conley just destroyed him in the middle and ends up getting the touchdown at the end. And so we're ready. We've got Jack Williams deep on this. All right. Doesn't say that. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. Elkins going to kick it off back to the 5 where Jack Williams will take this one back to the 5-yard line on a beautiful kick by Elkins. And Williams will return it up near the 20-25-yard line. So pretty good field position for Coles. They'll start there. Jerry Bentley was in on the tackle for Putnam, and Coles takes it 1st and 10 at their 25. Again, they're in the wishbone. Scott Crank, Richard Gardner, Gary Thomas, and Pierre Harshaw. Thomas and Harshaw, the halfbacks. Gardner, the big, brutal fullback. 1st and 10. Harshaw tries to push it outside, and he comes to the short side of the field. Didn't get much, a couple of yards maybe, up near the 27-yard line. Will be 2nd down about 8 for Coles at their own 27-yard line. On top 14-7 here in the first quarter. Richard Gardner on the field will keep it on the wishbone, and the fullback will go right up the middle for the Coles Broncos, and that big front line for Coles with Terry Fish, Richard Carr, Terry Bell, Yancey Ramey, and Steve Justice up front blocking.
I believe I could gain you up behind that.
They could almost drive a car through that thing. And Gardner picks up 5. And still brings up 3rd down and probably mid-range here for the Broncos. They have a 3rd and 4 at about their 32-yard line as Crank looks to roll to his right. And here come the troops. Thomas and Lehman are going to get him back. It's outside inside. And they'll drop him for a loss of about 8. And Coles, we're going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, great job by John Thomas and Gary Lehman. Just kept pursuing him.
Yep.
He never had a chance to throw the ball. He rolled out, and there was just, it was good coverage, and those guys were all over him.
4th and 12 for Putnam, or for Coles, back at the 24-yard line. Punt formation as Mike Gothard goes back to take the snap, which goes high and over his head, and he's going to run back and fall on it, but he's going to fall on it back at the 14-yard line. It wasn't blocked, but Putnam's going to get great field position, so the turnovers continue, this time for Coles. And Putnam will take over 1st and 10 at the Coles 14-yard line.
What an opportunity for the Bucks here,
The Buccaneers can get right back in this, trailing 14-7. 1st and 10 Putnam. Ferguson, Conley, and Fillmore in the backfield. Fillmore running right, spins off tackle, breaking tackles, takes it into the end zone, and the Buccaneers are within 1 at 14-13 as Dicky Fillmore gets his first touchdown of the night. And with Randy Elkins' extra point, the Buccaneers have tied the Broncos. It's all tied 14-14 in our Kiwanis Bowl here at Putnam Stadium. And the turnovers are a big factor for both these clubs.
Yeah, I think, of course, Putnam had the 89-yard drive, which was very impressive. It really was, and most of those were on the ground, but they mixed it up well there. Coles, you can't turn the ball over. We've seen it, time and time again. Both
in
of us
any game.
In all games. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all even up.
All right, all even up. Elkins will kick off, and he'll sail it into the end zone. And of course, with the rule, you can't return it. So Coles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Crank is your quarterback. Again, Thomas, Harshaw, and Gardner are the men in the backfield. Up front, you've got Mike Wheeler. The tackles are John Burton and Casey Jones, and the guards are Mike Sparks and Larry Fairchild. Coles 1st and 10 at their own 20 as Crank's going to keep it on the option play. He'll pick up 8 as he crosses the 25 up near the 28-yard line, where it'll bring up 2nd and short for the Coles Broncos as Mr. Crank decides to keep it himself, and he's got that ability.
He's a great runner. At Hobie, Rogers will tell us that when he was a 9th grader, that Scott was actually not a quarterback, he was a running back.
He was a running back.
And he scored the only touchdown in that last Kiwanis Bowl, the 78 game.
The Coles won 6-0.
The Coles won 6. They had a 56-yard touchdown run. And Jerry Mays, before the game, had bought tearaway jerseys for the players. Mm-hmm. And he was running for the touchdown. Randy Cooper was the last guy that could get him. He grabbed him by the back, and the jersey tore. And Scott Crank went on down that sideline with shoulder pads flapping. And Randy Cooper was in the mud with a handful of jerseys.
There you go. 2nd and 2 for Coles at their own 28-yard line. Richard Gardner, the fullback in the wishbone, will take it right up the gut. He'll pick up about 5 as he crosses the 30. And another Bronco first down. Les Lyons is in on the tackle along with Robbie Mahan. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Coles up near their 33-yard line. Here's the option play as Thomas takes it on the option. And
there he goes.
And he's got some room as he takes it up across the 40, 45, and they finally run him out of bounds up near the 47-yard line goes Gary Thomas.
He's got some serious speed.
He's got speed. Well, his whole backfield, even Richard Gardner as big a boy as he is, he's got some speed too.
Oh yeah, that was a great play there by Crank too. Though reading that option, they went to him, and man, that ball just popped out there, and there goes Thomas for a 20-yard gain.
1st and 10, Coles at their own 47. Harshaw again on the option play. He'll take it outside. He's got speed as he crosses the midfield stripe, and he'll head into Putnam territory before he picks up 13. Gary Lehman's in on the tackle for Putnam, but not before Coles has a 1st and 10 down to the Putnam 40-yard line. We're all tied at 14 as we near the end of the first quarter. Crank in the option, keeps an option, and run as he comes to the short side of the field. Doesn't get much, just a couple of yards as he takes it inside the 40 down near the 38, where it'll be 2nd and 8.
Great job by Putnam's defense there, just kind of stretching that play out a little bit and forcing him to head to the sideline. There was nowhere to go.
2nd and 8 for Coles now as Crank will try to throw the football in the wishbone and tries to go over the middle to one of his big tight ends, Rick Sang or Rob Queen, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Coles Broncos at the 38-yard line of Putnam. Crank in the option with Harshaw, Thomas, and Gardner back there. Pitches to Harshaw as he tries to turn the corner, but here comes J.B. Conley. He's got some speed in himself, great pursuit, and he knocks Harshaw down as he trips him up after no gain. And that'll bring up 4th and 8, and they can't kick a field goal, and they've got to punt the football away.
Yeah.
And the legendary Rick Sang will now punt it away for the Tomcats on 4th and 8. Sang's punt is a good snap, nice high punt that'll trickle down inside the 15, rolls down inside the 10, and down near the 6-yard line as the clock sounds and the first quarter has come to an end. Putnam will take over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. Our score at the end of one is Putnam 14 and Coles 14. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the second quarter in a moment here on AM 1420 and Fox Sports. And we've got to mention, before we get the second quarter underway, we've got to mention we failed miserably in mentioning the band and for bands for both teams, of course, are here, as well as majorettes and cheerleaders and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
The Putnam band led by Carl Rees and Jim Andy Cottle. The Coles band led by
Joe Skaggs
and
Don Payne.
Okay. I know Kathy Goebel was probably a majorette at Putnam. I think that's where she went. I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah.
I don't remember any majorettes at Coles, to be honest with you. I don't remember any more at Putnam.
I know some cheerleaders. I think Cindy Elkins, Cindy Walters.
Cindy Walters.
And I know Sandy Hatcher and Jennifer Arthur were cheerleaders at Putnam. I don't know. At
Coles, we had, I'm drawing a blank, and I apologize. Jill Parsons, there's one. That came into me because I took her to an 8th grade dance, I think, one time. Johnny Mullins, Sheila Mullins.
Oh, Sheila, yeah.
Yeah, she was a cheerleader at Coles.
Jolinda
Kimbrell, there you go. So they're starting to come. All right, let's start the second quarter. All tied at 14. Putnam football. The quarterback now is Greg Conley. The fullback is his dad, Herb, and the running back, Randy Rice, will take over. 1st and 10, Putnam deep in their own territory at the shadow of their own goalpost at their own 6. Conley will go on the quarterback draw straight up the middle. Mike Sparks makes a tackle for Coles, picks up about 6 up near the 16-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 2 as Conley picks up about 8. Well, a good spot. 2nd and 2 at about their own 14-yard line. Herb Conley will take the handoff from his son Herb and go straight up the middle as he goes behind that front line, the center of Bobby Lee, Joe Mayer, Larry Lineback, Dick Vaughn, and Brent Dean, Randy Elkins, and George Branham, and he just balls straight ahead.
I would love to be. I'd love to be a lineman blocking for Herb Conley. You really don't have to do anything.
You don't know. You really don't. You just make a little hole, and Herb will take over from there.
Nice tackle there by Yancey Ramey. A solo tackle on Herb Conley. That ought to be.
You should get extra star, and probably should be named all state for that. 1st and 10 for Putnam now at their own 29-yard line. Greg Conley will drop back to pass. He'll hit Roger Webb out in the flat for about 15 yards. Another Putnam first down. They're moving the football well. Steve Canute in on the tackle for the Broncos, but not before they move the football up near the 44 where it's 1st and 10. Randy Rice is your new running back in there. He'll go off the right side for about 4 up near the 45, up near the 48-yard line. Richard Carr's in on the tackle for Coles and brings up 2nd and 6 for Putnam at their own 44-yard line. Greg Conley at the quarterback. He'll pick up short yardage as he tries to take it off the left side, but not much there, just a couple of yards. Williams and Casey Jones are in on the tackle and bring up a third down and medium range for Putnam.
Dicky,
at the 50.
Do you think Herb is getting back in that huddle and saying, "Son, give me the ball"?
Yeah. He probably is. He says, I know what I'm doing here. I won a state championship, and not only playing, but coaching.
You don't run. You hand it to me.
You give me the football. And it'll be third down for the Putnam Bucks, as Herb Conley will take it off that right side. He'll pick up 7. And I think he finally got through to his son and got the first down up near the 33-yard line, where it'll be second down or first and 10.
I don't know if you noticed that day, that time that took 3 Broncos to bring him down. You had Chuck Anderson, Casey Jones, and Yancey Ramey. Can you imagine those 3 guys hitting you? And Herb still managed to gain 8 yards on that play.
There you go. All right, second down. We'll call it about 2 or 3 yards to go for Putnam. Randy Rice will take the handoff, and he'll go for 8. Another first down for Putnam. They're moving the ball basically at will. Yancey Ramey on the tackle, but not before another first down as Putnam just moves it.
We'll go back and get that one.
Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed first and 10 on the 44 as Conley goes back to pass. I skipped one play here. My fault. He hits Roger Webb out in the flat again for another first down. Fugit on the tackle, but not before he picks up about 7 and makes it second and 3 before Rice gets the first down as he takes it for 4. Terry Bell on the tackle. It's first and 10 for the Putnam Buccaneers at the 33-yard line. Herb Conley in the split backfield will take the handoff. He'll go just outside the end for about 7, and that'll bring up second and short for Putnam.
Terry Bell back-to-back tackles there on Rice and Conley.
And that's understandable. He'll get a lot
of them. Yeah. His name gets called a few times.
Yes, second and 3 as Randy Rice will go off tackle for about 8. Another Putnam first down. They're moving the ball at will, if you will. Yancey Ramey gets the tackle, but not before this Putnam front line just blowing them off the football.
I can see Doc Rice smiling up there in the stands when he's watching his boy Randy run the ball.
There's no question. No question.
Doc was a great Tomcat back in the 40s.
Yes, first and 10 for the he never got to play in the Kiwanis Bowl. First and 10 for Putnam at the 18-yard line. They're knocking at the door as Herb goes right up the middle. Herb Conley for 2.
What a hit there.
And Mike Gothard and Conley collide, I guess you could say. That's a collision probably. They'll probably need both of them need a little bit work.
Now, they both looked a little woozy getting up after that.
That'd be Tom McLeod will have to give him a little new fender or 2 out there or something. I don't know. And it'll be first and 10, or he gets the 7, make it second and 3, and Rice will go off the tackle for 8. Another Yancey Ramey first down, and first and 10 at the 18 with the Buccaneers knocking at the door. They trailed early 14-0. Herb Conley will take it straight up the gut as Gothard got the tackle, second and 8. Greg Conley going to throw the football. This down, he's going to look for Monty Campbell, and Campbell makes an amazing
what a catch.
A one-handed catch for the touchdown.
Goodness.
On a second down play, he'll get the score. Great catch from Monty Campbell, the All-Stater eventually for the Tomcats, and all of a sudden, the Putnam Buccaneers have taken the lead after trailing early 14-0. They've scored 20 unanswered, and in to try the extra point, Randy Elkins, as he takes it right down Broadway, and a nice drive of 94 yards in 12 plays. And now the Buccaneers lead the Coles Broncos 21-14. Little wind's been taken out of the Broncos' sail right now.
Yeah, we've been talking about Herb a lot, but really you look at that line up front. That's been the difference in how Putnam has been able to move the ball. Greg Conley did a good job of finding some people in the flat, open in the flat. I think some of those guys the linebackers are pinching in a little bit, and he's taking advantage of that with a couple of nice passes. And then Monty Campbell, what a catch in the end zone for the
It's circus catch, and it's touchdown for the Buccaneers. Randy Elkins kicks it back deep, high and deep to about the 3, where Willie Thomas will bring it out across the 15-20 up near the 23-yard line. A host of Buccaneers in on the tackle, including Bradley, McGuire, and Callahan. And Coles will take over first and 10 at the 20 and find themselves behind for the first time tonight as they have it at their own 23. Joey Lehman as Carnuccia quarterback. In the backfield, you've got Lehman, Kendall Bocard, and Mike Gothard. Bocard is the fullback. Lehman and Gothard are the halfbacks in the wishbone. As Lehman takes it around the right side and picks up another first down. He's got some big running room for 29 yards. He brings it up across the 40-45 up near the 48-yard line. Coles starting to move the football, and they'll have it first and 10 at their own 48-yard line, but now trailing by 7. Bocard in the wishbone will take it off the wishbone on the counter. He'll get about 4 as he crosses midfield, and it'll be 2nd and 6 as it crosses the 50.
Quick story on Bocard. Bocard was the quarterback for the 58 champions, but he was more runner than passer. He went to UK, played 4 years, played both ways at UK in his career. He came back for a 5th year to be a male cheerleader.
Isn't that great?
How about
I love it. 2nd and 6 at the 48 of Putnam with Coles trailing by 7. Steve Canute at the quarterback. He's looking over the middle. Pass intended for his big tight end, Rob Queen, not there, and it goes incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Coles at the Putnam 48, as Gothard in the wishbone offense will take it straight up the gut for only about 3. Cracks down near the 45, and that'll bring up 4th down and short yardage, and obviously, trailing by 7. Maybe you punt, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Can't take the chance here, I think.
Can't take the chance.
Yeah.
Too close a game?
Yeah.
All right, Rich Sang is into punt, and he'll get another dandy off high and deep as it bounces inside the 15, down inside the 10 to about the 8, where it'll be blown dead, and Putnam backed up again. But that hasn't stopped them before. They've gone 90 yards a couple of times here tonight. Lead it 21-14. Putnam 1st and 10 at their own 8. Ferguson, your quarterback. The running backs are Robbie Mahan, and the fullback is Jay Shippey in the I formation. Mahan will take it, and he'll take it for about 14 yards as he crosses the 15-20 up near the 22. Another Putnam 1st down. Gothard and Anderson in there on the tackle. But Putnam moving the football up near the 22, trying to get a little room to work with. Jay Shippey at the halfback spot in the I formation. He dots the I, and he'll get short yardage. Terry Fish comes up and makes a tackle after a gain of just a couple, and it'll be 2nd down for Putnam. And Ferguson will go 2nd down and long at about his own 24-yard line. Tommy Ferguson tries the pass. He looks for one of his big tight ends, John Thomas, and it's not there. Mike Kimbrell does a great job coming over and knocking that one away. And it'll bring up 3rd down for the Putnam Buccaneers, deep in their own territory. And for the first time tonight, Coles is doing a pretty good job defensively.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments, you can tell. I guess Vic Marshall's over there calling some defense, I think.
He might have been. 3rd down and long for Putnam, as Mahan, the halfback, will take it around the left side. He'll get about, not enough for the 1st down, maybe pick up about 7. Walt Jones is in there for the tackle for Coles. That'll bring up 4th down for Putnam, and a punting situation for the first time tonight. Putnam has got to punt the football away. Joe Hearn is in to punt for the Buccaneers, and he'll get a good one off, and it won't be returned as the Coles Broncos let it bounce down near the 34, but Coles will come out with good field position. They'll take over 1st and 10 about their own 34-yard line. Coles trailing 21-14. Steve Canute, your quarterback. Fullback is Mike Gothard in the wishbone. Gary Thomas and Pierre Harshaw, the halfbacks. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Gothard goes off tackle for about 15. He just bowls his way forward. He's an animal in there. They can't bring him down. Tom Lyons finally brought him down, but not before Gothard picks up about 15 up near midfield.
Some great blocking there by Steve Justice and Terry Bell. You want to take a side of the line, you run around behind, you might want to choose those two.
Exactly. I believe you're right. 1st and 10 for Coles at their own 49-yard line. Canute's going to set up the screen pass over to Thomas. He's got a little bit of room with some blocking out front. He'll pick up 10, maybe 11. And another Bronco 1st down. Johnny Rejunas is in on the tackle for Putnam, but not before the Coles Broncos have crossed the 50 and take it down to the Putnam 40. They trail it 21-14 here in the 2nd quarter, about midway through the 2nd. 1st and 10, Canute on the option play. He's going to keep it himself and turn downfield. He'll cross the 35 down near the 34, 33-yard line and pick up good yardage as he's run out of bounds on the far side here at the stadium. It'll bring up 2nd and 3 for Coles at the 33-yard line of Putnam, trailing it by 7. Mike Gothard, your fullback. Again, Harshaw and Thomas in the backfield in the wishbone. And this time Gothard will go straight up the gut, gets very short yardage. The All-American Nick Jordan is there to bring him down after a gain of only 1. 3rd and short for Coles, driving at the Putnam 32-yard line. Gary Thomas going to take it off tackle on the counter play. He'll get one again, but not enough, as, again, it's the All-American Nick Jordan will nail him at after maybe falling forward for about a yard, and that'll bring up 4th and 1. A big down for both these clubs coming up right now.
Yeah, big play. I mean, they started off that drive with that nice keeper, just needing short yards on 2nd down, but these last 2 plays have gotten nothing.
All right, 4th and inches, probably less than a yard for Coles at the Putnam 32-yard line in the wishbone. Canute's going to take it himself on the quarterback sneak as he just follows big Mike Wheeler straight up the gut, and he's got the first down as he crosses the 30 down to the 29. 1st and 10 for Coles down near the Putnam 29-yard line.
Yeah, great job up front there, and just Steve Canute's a great runner as well,
Yes.
and puts his head down, and it's hard to stop him for
Canute doesn't.
for no gain.
He's got kind of deceiving speed, but he is so smart with the football, you just can't stop him.
Absolutely.
2nd and 3, Harshaw will go around the right side. He's got big yardage, a lot of daylight in front of him. Around the right end, he's down to the 10-5, and he'll scoot into the end zone. Pierre Harshaw will go in from about 22 yards out for the touchdown, and that'll bring Coles within 1 as they trail Putnam 21-20. Phil Walters is in to try the extra point, and he'll split the uprights. A beautiful 8-play, 66-yard drive, and Coles has tied it up after falling behind for the first time tonight at 21-14. It's all even now at 21.
These two teams are evenly matched.
Oh,
Great
no
offensive
question.
lines, good skill in the
Skill
backfield.
people, yeah.
Excellent
Speed,
quarterbacks.
we got it all.
Yeah.
All right, Terry Fish will kick it off again high and deep where Mark Conley will take it on his 2. He'll bring it up to the left side across the 15-20 up near the 25-yard line, and Putnam will start 1st and 10 at about their own 25-yard line, and a knotted-up game at 21 apiece. A quarterback, a new one now for Putnam, John Rejunas. The running backs are Vic McGuire, and the fullback is Rick Smoot as he dots the I. 1st and 10 at 25, Rejunas. He looking down the far sideline, got a man open, but it's not going to get there. Pass was thrown a little bit short, and it's an incomplete pass. They were going for the long ball score, and it'll go incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Putnam now at their own 25-yard line. And, Smoot will dot the I. He'll take it for about 10. Looks to be enough for the first down as he crosses the 25 to the 30, 35-yard line, and the official going to give him a first down up to the 35. Tolbert and Anderson are in for the tackle.
Just hard-nosed running. Rick Smoot, he was tough. He was a good little fullback for the Tomcats. Strong, ran low to the ground, and he was hard to bring down.
1st and 10 for Putnam at their 35. John Rejunas, the quarterback. He'll take it, give it off to John Thomas. Thomas first carry of the night. He's got 15 as he's going to get close to midfield up near the 50-yard line. Another Putnam first down as they move the football again. Kenny Daniels and Drew Hall are in for the tackle for Coles, but not before Thomas has got the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Ball squarely in the middle of the field. Vic McGuire is going to take it around the left side for about 7. He'll take it down to the 43-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 3 for Putnam at the Coles 43-yard line. Rejunas looking to hit the home run ball again. Incomplete pass down the sideline. And he had a lot of pressure coming from him, and he had to get rid of that football early.
Casey Jones was coming, and looked like he got him a little bit while he was throwing. Of course, time's running out here. We got maybe one more play.
Maybe time for another one. Clock is stopped, and it'll be 3rd and 3 or 2nd and 3 for Putnam at the Coles 43. Rejunas is going to scramble for about 5. It looked like almost a busted play. Joe Mantelike, Ramey bring him down short of the first down, but the clock runs down to 0, and that will end the first half. And we're all tied. Putnam 21, Coles 21. Coles came out early, got out to an early 14-0 lead, and then Putnam scored the next 21 before Coles on their last series took it right down the field in 66 yards to tie this bad boy at 21 all. We're at halftime, Coles and Putnam, in our reenactment of the Kiwanis Bowl. We have time, just enough time probably, to get in a few things about halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going to have a queen and her attendants and playing of the bands.
They're warming up the convertibles as we speak.
There you go.
And everybody is finding their place on
back then we had convertibles.
We had some nice cars back then.
Yes, we did.
So we have really a pretty good list.
Court?
A court, yeah.
Court. Let's go with the court.
And we'll go with the court. And here's who is on the court for this Kiwanis Bowl.
Okay.
We have Tammy Wolf, and she was from Coles. We have Lisa Swift.
Mark Swift's sister.
Mark Swift's sister.
And Greg Swift's sister.
Right. And then we have Zoanne Davis.
No, I remember her.
We have Claudia Kazee.
Who may, according to one person, may be in the prettiest lady
In Ashland.
In Ashland ever.
That's what
Ever.
I was.
I'm not going
That's
to
what I was
quote
told. Right.
That's what
yeah,
we
we got to
were
be
told.
careful. Got to be careful.
I'm not, but she may have been the prettiest lady ever in Ashland.
And we have.
No offense, other girls,
No,
because
exactly.
the others are gorgeous. Believe me.
And the next two are Jennifer Arthur and Sandy Hatcher. We
Yes.
mentioned them already. Carolyn Castle,
Uh-huh.
Patty Sweeney, and Donna Childers.
Donna Childers, Miss Tomcat.
So that is our list of attendance. And Dicky, you want to announce the winner?
Sure. And we'll go with none other than Miss Tomcat. Donna Childers will be named our Kiwanis Bowl queen.
Yay.
And thank you, Donna. She's a
Take a bow, Donna.
yes, exactly right. She does a great job. And we thank for everything she does.
Yeah, a great first half, Dicky. I think these teams are, like I said, they're really evenly matched. I really, other than the turnovers that Putnam had early, Putnam really probably controlled play.
Yeah. The possessions and the time of possession and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they had the ball longer. And folks, if you're wondering a little bit about that time of possession thing, the game that I played this through, it was 15-minute quarters.
Okay.
It's not 10-minute quarters like junior high is.
Right.
But these guys are big boys now, so we're letting them play 15-minute
We're gonna let
quarters.
them play 15
and we're going to let everybody get a chance to carry the ball
That's right.
and get a tackle and everything else.
And next week we'll have the third and fourth quarters, and we'll count it down. I'm not going to tell you who wins the football game,
no.
but I'll tell you one thing: it's not a tie.
It's not a tie.
It's not a tie. There is a winner.
And you want to stick around.
Yes, you want to stick around because it's exciting. We just got a few more seconds before we got to get off the radio here. I wanted to mention the boys soccer team. They're in the regional final tomorrow night against Boyd County. So good luck to the Ashland boys soccer team. The volleyball team, they're in the finals of the district tomorrow night at 6 at Ashland. So congratulations and a happy birthday to my buddy Mark Maynard and Brent Clark, also a birthday. That'll do it. We'll be back next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Giovanni's, 325-8454. Call them for all your food needs. They've got them all right here at Giovanni's on Blackburn Avenue on Fox Sports. Got it? Yes, Friday night from downtown Greenham. Yeah. You got it. Thank you, my friend. Bye.